emotions are
You
very, very
are in no
important.
position to evaluate anything I've experienced in my life. Your experience, both of you, is so much different than mine. You can't sit there and decide you're going to evaluate my experience of life. It's impossible to do and pompous even to talk about. But that's what you're insisting on doing. You have to, in order for you to be happy and have a consistent view of the world, you have to be able to diminish and discard my own evaluation of my experience. You have to say, oh, she's just a silly old person, right?
It's not what you feel, it's what you do that makes a difference to me. I mean, certainly what you feel makes a difference because we are connected that way. But with most people, if they feel a wonder about the existence of God and blah, 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 that's fine. But usually that cashes out in terms of, sometimes that cashes out in terms of their behavior. Now, sometimes this is good, but
for you,
yeah, of course.
So you're measuring everything in terms of what's good for you personally, or what you think is good for you personally. And people who are hooked on crystal meth think crystal meth is good for
I
them
don't
personally.
think they do actually, but yeah.
Well, they act and behave as though it's the only thing in the world.
Well, they do, especially when they've been doing it for some time. But then they're probably in pain, and that's what alleviates their pain.
You don't have any pain.
Sure I do, sometimes.
And that doesn't affect the way you think.
It does.
I still don't see the difference between you and somebody on crystal meth making those decisions.
Well, what kind of a difference are you looking for?
A substantive difference.
Well, yeah.
Like, it really doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to think of yourself as an accidental...
I don't think of myself as an accidental. I'm an inevitable consequence of the nature of the universe.
And when you die, you're gone. You see, you cause your own...
Personally.
And that you've been thinking about it by your own admission ever since you were a kid. It terrifies you. So you're creating your own misery out of what you believe.
No, he's not creating his own misery, he's just following reality. And if reality terrifies him, he doesn't have to make up imaginary friends to make himself feel better.
Well, I mean, to a certain extent, yes, I am creating my own misery. But I'm not a miserable person, as you know.
No.
So, I mean, you could also interpret that as developing my own caution, and because of my love for life, I'm doing everything as realistically as possible in order to lengthen my life on the earth and have it as happy as possible. And so
that has some meaning for you.
Of course it does.
You ought to be trying to legalize morphine and figure out ways of delivering it to a person along with adequate nutrients. I mean, this is heaven. This would be heaven. This would be the highest possible existence.
It might be.
So, doesn't it seem foolish to work at anything else?
Well, under certain circumstances, morphine is used in order to counteract negative feelings such as pain during an operation. I mean, the more as time goes on, more and more people will discover various drugs that will make them feel happier, and you won't be able to stop people from using them.
No, of course not.
And they'll probably increase, it'll probably be beneficial for other people. For instance, all the people that recently have discovered antidepressants makes them not only happier, but makes everybody else happier, because not only their immediate family find them easier to deal with, but also they become more productive people.
Productive? What does that matter?
As to the other people, they don't have
they
to
want
take
someone
care
working for them.
Of course, and that's why you're always told, do your best, Because what people are saying is, do your best because I'll benefit from it, not because it'll make you happier. She knows she's valuable. She knows that like, if a person realizes that they are important, like you are and like I am, and everybody is really, then they need to express that and not go, oh, well, what do I know? Somebody else better tell me what the way the world is. And humble themselves down. That's just what religious leaders and other leaders want them to do. They want them to be servants of their needs and do what I tell you to do. And you know, believe in the things I'm telling you. And don't question them. And that's what Christianity and Islam and that does. It's a contaminant to the happiness of the individual person. The number of women, how many women in Islam are happy women? I don't suppose there are that many. It's horrible. And that's why, you know, we get upset. We get angry. We don't get angry towards Buddhism or Hinduism. They should be dealt with a different. There's more of a philosophy than a religion. The religions of the West, their objective is not enlightenment like the religions of the East. Their objective is obedience.
Well, somebody's got to do that, and I
will
don't want it to be me.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys all get down. You earn the living to keep me in a state of comfort.
Yeah.
And the only way to keep you there doing that stuff is for you to believe that you're doing the right thing. I mean, how else can you keep on working to keep someone else happy?
See, I'm actually prepared to agree with you to a certain extent.